Everybody in? Well, good morning, folks, and it is a good morning. Moments ago, standing together with her wife, Sherelle, in the Oval Office, I spoke with Brittney Griner. She's safe. She's on a plane. She's on her way home. After months of being unjustly detained in Russia, held under intolerable circumstances, Brittney will soon be back in the arms of her loved ones, and she should have been there all along.
Why am I not surprised by the release of Brittney Griner and not Paul Whelan? Let me start out by saying that Brittney Griner being released is a good thing. She was sentenced to 9 years in a Russian prison for possession of a vape cartridge or hash oil or whatever they said she had. Of course, they put her on trial and she ended up pleading guilty. She was sentenced to 9 years. The Biden administration is now celebrating the release because of the work they did. And again, I'm glad that she was released. I have to say I'm not a fan. I have no respect for this woman, especially because playing in the WNBA, she would not stand for the national anthem. As a matter of fact, she didn't want the national anthem played at WNBA games. With that said, it's bothering me because of a few things. Number one, she was arrested back in February. It is now December, okay? Went on trial, pled guilty, went to jail. Paul Whelan, United States Marine, U.S. military veteran, has been locked up in a Russian prison since 2018. He was convicted of allegedly spying. Of course, the Biden people claim they did this, that, and the other thing to try to secure the release of both of them. And we all know that the Biden administration has no spine. So they chose the easier person to bring home, which was the basketball player. I also believe, and you can disagree with me if you want, and this has nothing to do with the color of her skin or her sexual orientation, but we all know that this administration is all over that movement, the LGBTQ. They support it, they push for it, they want it taught in schools, they do everything they can to make sure this small group of people have more rights than any other United States citizen. We've seen it over and over again. It's my belief that if Brittney Griner was not a black female, a black lesbian female, she would not be on a plane back to the United States, or she may be back already. If she was a white basketball player, they would not have gone the extra mile, if you will, to have her released. Instead, they would have kept her there and they would have kept the negotiations going. But Uncle Joe is all proud. He met with her wife. He talked to Brittney. They're all excited. What about Paul Whelan? What about his family? His brother actually made a statement and congratulated Griner on her release. He said he's very happy that she is now free. But he also is asking the Biden administration to continue to press or push for the release of his brother because they failed to do so, just like they fail to do everything else that's good for this country. They traded Victor Bout, or Bout, however you want to pronounce it. Victor was serving a 25-year sentence in the United States federal prison after being convicted in 2011 for conspiracy to kill Americans and deliver anti-aircraft missiles and aiding a terrorist organization. This man has been dealing weapons for probably most of his adult life. Reports have said that his weapon sales have fueled deadly conflicts around the world, but he was given up to be freed for the basketball player. When we have a United States serviceman who served in wars, who fought for his country, who voluntarily went in the military, still sitting in a Russian prison while the Biden administration celebrates the return of the basketball player. Now, I have no doubt that they tried to get Paul Whelan involved in this trade, but I do think that because they are so weak, because they are so woke, they felt the pressure of a certain community to make sure Griner was freed, no matter what the cost. Leave the other Americans. They don't care. They wanted her home because she's a big celebrity amongst that community. And again, people don't care what she does. People don't care about the color of her skin, but people do care when the President of the United States will make a statement and not once mention the Marine who's still held there, has his press secretary come up with some nonsense about Brittney Griner is an American citizen too. As a matter of fact, watch this clip of KJP answer Peter Ducey's question when she held her press conference and started talking about Griner's release. Have a look.
Thank you, Crane. In this prisoner swap, why did Russia get such a better deal?
Look, I've talked about this, and I'll say this again. Here were our choices. Our choices was Brittney or no one at all. Bring home one American or no American at all. And that's
a professional athlete. We gave up a prolific arms dealer who was convicted of trying to kill Americans, who was called the Merchant of Death.
The professional athlete is also an American citizen. So let's not forget that.
So according to KJP, the choices were Brittney or no one at all. So of course, they chose Brittney, which is okay. But that again goes to show you that there's no backbone in this administration. Russia made the deal. They got what they wanted. They wanted a convicted arms dealer known as the Merchant of Death. They wanted him freed and brought back to their country, and they weren't going to have it any other way. And they weren't going to release two people, and they made it clear, I assume, to Biden and his people, or his team, how he likes to call them. They made it clear, you take the basketball player or you get nothing. So what they should have done is say, you know what, we'll take nothing for now because we want both of them freed at the same time, because they're giving back a dangerous criminal who, in my view, is going to continue to do what he was doing before he got convicted and went to prison. This is the President of the United States once again bowing down to a foreign nation and showing the rest of the world that they can basically do whatever they feel like. And Sleepy Joe is not going to do a thing about it. He's going to celebrate the release of the LGBTQ basketball player. He's probably going to have her at the White House. They're going to have a big celebration. And they're going to keep Paul Whelan on the back burner. Again, a U.S. serviceman sitting in prison since 2018 when Griner wasn't even there a year. And I'm sure the year was tough, and I don't wish that on anybody. But this is disgusting what just happened. People should be outraged because our country kicked aside a United States veteran to bring home a basketball player. People should be mad. People should be talking about it. And people should make a point of letting everybody they know their feelings and let it known to whoever that this man in the White House is completely and utterly useless. He has done zero to help this country, but he's done a lot to help other nations, namely Ukraine. But he's insistent on leaving a military person in prison in Russia because they had no choice. It was either Griner or it was nobody. And again, I would have said, then it's going to be nobody, and the negotiations are going to continue because this is the United States of America. If you don't have the backbone to fight for every single person that you supposedly lead, then you don't belong there. You certainly don't belong there. The cackling hen made a statement, and of course she said that they welcome and celebrate Brittney's homecoming, but they're committed to seeing Paul Whelan released. You're committed, but they gave you a choice, and you chose. You chose to leave him there. And of course, Barry Obama had to pipe in and say he's grateful for the long overdue release of Griner. And he gave credit to the Biden administration for the trade. And we're looking forward to having Brittney back home. Really, Barry, long overdue? Not even a year? When Whelan's been there since 2018? His release is long overdue, not the basketball player. But that's Barry Obama, so we all know where he stands and what he supports. I've said this 1,000 times. Biden is just continuing what Obama started, the destruction of our country and the separation of races. They want certain groups to get certain rights, and the rest of us, it's like, fuck all you. You go along with it, or you suffer, so we all suffer. And that's it. I just, I made a little quick clip video today about this, and I was thinking about it more. And it baffles me that these are the things that this administration does, and they celebrate it and they clap. Look what we did. You did nothing. You left someone there who should have been back with Griner. Yes, you secured her release. How many times can I say it? And that's a good thing, even though I don't respect that woman. I don't support her, but she should not have been in prison over there. But you left a U.S. serviceman there because Russia gave you a choice, and being spineless, this administration took the choice. And now we wait to see if they're really going to try to get Whelan back home. They claim they've been doing it all along. I really doubt that. They got who they wanted, so now they're going to have their big celebration. There'll be more photo ops, more news reports about it. They'll show the hugs and the kisses, and it's all bullshit. Joe Biden is a disgrace to the United States of America, and I can't wait till 2024 when he is no longer in the White House, because this country needs something. Anybody, anyone, Democrat or Republican, anybody is better than this old fool who knows not what he does. He just goes with the flow and embarrasses our country every time he opens his mouth. And that's it, and that's my opinion. Thanks for tuning in. If you haven't already liked this video, please hit the like button, subscribe to my channel. Share my videos with someone if you will. I'd really appreciate that. I hope everybody's healthy and safe, and I'll see you real soon with something else. Have a great night.